A lot has happened in 50 years. It started in 1975. A university born of steel and made from its people. A global institution built on discovery and unique stories from the labs to the library to the lawn. For 50 years, we've shaped minds and memories, forged friendships, and turned aspirations into outcomes. As we reflect on the success of our past, we look forward to our future. A future where we continue to grow, invent, create, and solve. A future where we tackle new challenges and triumphs, fueled by creativity and a commitment to a better world. We look forward to new connections, inventions, and industries, and to championing the next generation of artists, explorers, entrepreneurs, and problem solvers. Here's to the next 50 years of impact, inspiration, and innovation.
Mara, Muku, Mora, Wembu, Mora, Mara, Muku, Mora, Wembu, Mora, Nakitanyunga. Mara, Muku, Mora, Wembu, Mora, Mara, Muk Muk, Mora, Wembu, Mora, Mara, Muk Muk, Mora, Wembu, Mora, Mara, Muk Muk, Mora, Mara, Mora, Wembu, Mora, Mara, Muk Muk, Mora, Wembu, Mara, Muk Muk, Mora, Wembu, Mora, Mara, Muk Muk, Mora, Wembu, 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 Mara, Muk Muk, Morakin, Wembu, Mora, Nakitanyunga. Mara, Muk Muk, Mora, Wembu, Mora. Bonyada da combare, bopujane, bopujane. 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 Hey, 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 Bonyada da combare, bopujane, bopujane. 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 I'd like to invite Auntie Barb to the stage for our Welcome to Country.
Thank you very much. Good morning, everyone, and I am Auntie Barbara Nicholson. I am a Wadi Wadi Saltwater Five Islands Dreaming. I want to acknowledge this very, very sacred land on which we sit. It's Wadi Wadi land from time immemorial until now. I want to acknowledge the sacred spirit of Wadi Wadi people that resides in our land, particularly in our grandparents, which you know as grandmother and grandfather. Also acknowledge elders past and present, without whom we would not be doing these ceremonies today, these sacred rituals, because that's what a welcome is all about. It's a sacred ritual that allows us to fulfil our cultural obligations to offer spiritual protection to all who come on country. I want to acknowledge the Aboriginal people who are in this room today, and particularly our particularly wonderful lads who conducted this beautiful ceremony this morning. There's many other people in the room that I'd like to think. There's so much wisdom in this room, the collective wisdom of all the elders from whatever cultural background you come from. Let's acknowledge that. Above all, I want to acknowledge the graduates who are here today in their big numbers by the look of it. You've done the hard road, you've done the late nights, the 11th hour corrections on the essays. You've done all of that. You've hit the books at the last moment. You've gone to the library. You've done all that stuff on the internet, which is totally foreign to me, so you've left me far behind. And here you are today to receive the recognition for all that hard work, and I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing, and I am so privileged to be able to be here and see all these beautiful young people who are now going to go forth in the world and make it a better place. I think we need to always remember that as Aboriginal people, we are the first Australians, and as such, we have the perhaps exclusive right to do a cultural welcome onto country. Many things have been said over many years, even controversy over should a welcome be done or not. Well, of course it should be done. I'd like people to think of a welcome as a blessing, and you can choose to accept the blessing or not. That's entirely your choice. It is a sacred ritual. It's something that has always been done over many, many millennia. It stopped being done under the forces of colonisation, but elders in the past have worked hard to bring about a situation where we can now reinstate our cultural obligations, and I think that's a wonderful, wonderful thing. I don't want to labour too much on all of that, though. I think today is a day of celebration, and I know I said about the graduates all doing the hard yard, burning the midnight oil, but they wouldn't have got there without the support of all their families, all you people present here today who are so significant in their lives. So I want to acknowledge you for your special role in their journey. You have done an amazing job to bring them to where they are now, and I think you deserve that recognition out loud, writ large. On that, there's a word in Wadi language. Most of you will have heard it in the past. It doesn't mean welcome. We didn't need a word for welcome, but it does mean you can come in now. I want you to just picture you have paid a visit to a neighbour, you have knocked on the door, and you are waiting to be invited in. And that word does that. The word is Yalunga. So it means you can come in now. So Yalunga. Thank you.
Thank you, Auntie Barbara. Good morning, everyone, and welcome. My name is Dr. Kelly Ridges, and I'm the Director, Student Administration Services at the University of Wollongong, and I'm delighted to be your Master of Ceremonies today. I'd like to begin by acknowledging our Indigenous Strategy Unit and our local Aboriginal community. Their leadership brings a vision for an inclusive, reconciled, and united Australia. Through this graduation ceremony, we recognise that Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people are the knowledge holders of country. Today's celebration is grounded in the spirit of cultural healing, with the powerful artwork by Auntie Lorraine Brown and Auntie Narelle Thomas from the Kumadichi United Aboriginal Corporation, which you'll see woven throughout today's event. It's a reminder of connection, culture, and community. Thank you for joining us here today on this special occasion. Please ensure your phones are on silent. To our graduates, congratulations on your big day. Graduation is a proud and emotional milestone for you and for us as an institution. Thank you for being part of UOW's story and now its legacy. You've shown resilience and resolve through extraordinary times. And now, as you step into a world you're already helping to shape. Today, we also honour your families, friends and supporters. Your success is theirs too. This year, it's a particularly poignant celebration as we mark the 50th anniversary of the university. Anniversaries invite reflection, but they also ask a question: what comes next? And that's where you and your talents come in. The future is yours to define. I'd like to congratulate you again, and let's hear it for our graduates. Now, if you're able to, please stand for an instrumental version of the Australian National Anthem. I would now like to introduce the Chancellor, the University's highest official, to give the congratulatory address.
What a wonderful mixture of joy and solemnity we have with us today. And thank you, Auntie Barb, for your lovely welcome to country. Every time we hear a welcome, we learn something new about the origins of our country and our First Peoples. So graduates, families, friends, supporters, colleagues, welcome to this graduation day, your ceremony. And as the presiding officer, I'm delighted and indeed honoured to be here with you today and to be able to address you. It is truly one of the highlights of my role. And may I again start by paying my respects to Aboriginal elders past and present and acknowledge their cultural connection to the lands on which the University of Wollongong campuses are located. And as I look over this sea of gowns, I congratulate each and every one of you, our graduating students, and I need no reminder that you are the very reason that we do what we do. Graduation time is a very special occasion for us all. The teaching, the professional staff, your family, your supporters, but especially for you, our graduates. Many of you are the first in family to graduate from university. Many had to move away from their home to study. Others overcame several personal challenges to be able to finish your degrees. Whatever your story is, today marks a tremendous achievement. This ceremony is a culmination of years of hard work, personal sacrifice and commitment. I hope that you feel a deep sense of pride and will take this moment to reflect on your achievements. Of course, a time for celebration is important, and I hope you will soak up every minute of it. But I emphasise that today is not a conclusion, but a beginning, with endless possibilities lying ahead. May each of you capture these feelings of pride, hope, and anticipation for the future. Take them with you as you leave this university. Graduation is also an opportunity to thank all of those who made your achievements possible. Your family, your friends, your mentors, your supporters, your teachers. This is a special moment for them too, and I'm sure they are extremely proud of how far you've come. Today, we acknowledge the important role they have played and invite them to share in your success. And I know many of them are here with you today. So could I ask all graduating students to stand, face their families, and give them a round of applause in thanks for all the support they have given you. Thank you. So treasure today. As you travel through life, you will remember it fondly. As we celebrate our individual triumphs, let us also reflect on the collective strides we have made as an institution in fostering equity and access to higher education. At UOW, we are proud to champion initiatives that expand learning for underrepresented groups. Our data shows that each year we have more students proudly identifying as Indigenous, not only beginning their studies, but also graduating. And UOW medical students are 50% more likely to work in rural and regional areas than those from other medical schools. This is a wonderful contribution to our community, and there are outcomes we can be truly proud of. In this, our 50th anniversary year, we are reminded of UOW's global influence as well, a beacon of excellence with an international footprint spanning continents and cultures. From our campuses along the shores of the Illawarra and our growing presence abroad in the UAE, Hong Kong, China, Malaysia, Singapore, now also in India's Gift City, we are a community of over 35,000 students and 200,000 alumni from almost 200 countries. Our success as an institution is seen through our wonderful graduates, of course, our people, and especially in our valued partnerships locally, regionally, and internationally. Together, we are working to solve the big questions facing our society, and we strive for a better quality of life for future generations, wherever they are. And today, you are joining the community of UOW graduates. I hope that you will cherish this family connection and hope that it will bring lifelong enjoyment and value, whether further study or as a proud UOW ambassador. I encourage you to maintain this connection with the university and your fellow graduates. The relationships you have formed during your time here will be invaluable in years to come. The completion of your studies at UOW places you amongst the most employable graduates in Australia and indeed the world. The success of our graduates is one of the many reasons our university enjoys such a reputation and is ranked among the top 1% of universities in the world. I hope that you will forever feel proud to be part of this, your university. The transformation you make today from student to graduate is a significant opportunity to establish your priorities, to take stock, to focus on your future, while also leveraging all that you've learned academically and about life during your time here. As you embark on the next chapter of your journey, may you carry forth the lessons learned, the friendships forged, and the dreams ignited while you are here with your friends at UOW. Remember, you're not just graduates. You are the future leaders, innovators, change makers, poised to make your unique contribution. And it has been our privilege to have witnessed and played our part in your growth. The world awaits you, and I have every confidence that you will rise to meet its challenges with courage, compassion, and curiosity. So may I leave you with just a few reflections. Firstly, find something, be it a career, a calling, a profession, to which you want to apply yourselves wholeheartedly. Don't be lukewarm. Life is too precious. Secondly, develop a multidisciplinary mindset. Yes, you may have studied to gain a particular skill, and this is good. But full development of your potential, your contribution to humanity, to freedom, to democracy, requires more than that. So be lifelong learners, read widely, engage globally. And lastly, use your intelligence and your skills and your growing leadership to fight the destructive power of narrowness, wherever you see it. Raise your sights, take others on your journey of expansiveness and inclusion. Be bold. You came to study and grow at UOW because you believed that you have a place in building a better world for yourselves and for others. Now, today, with the success you have achieved, you can have faith that you can now go forward and do so. My very best wishes to you and congratulations to each of our graduates. May you celebrate a very happy and memorable graduation day. And importantly, thank you for making us proud.
Thank you, Chancellor. It is now my great pleasure to commence the presentation of the graduates. Now I would like to introduce the Interim Executive Dean, Professor Trish Mundy, to present the graduates to the Chancellor for the Faculty of Business and Law.
Thank you, Dr. Ridges. It is my great pleasure to be here celebrating with our graduates today. We are very proud of what you have all achieved, and I wish to convey my personal congratulations to all the graduates. Will the graduates who are to be presented with undergraduate awards from the Faculty of Business and Law please stand if you are able. Chancellor, I present to you the graduates to receive awards from the Faculty of Business and Law.
In the name of the Council, and by my authority as Chancellor, I confirm your admission to the awards for which you have qualified.
Graduates, please be seated. And I'd like to encourage supporters to stand and clap as your graduate is called.
Maïz Al-Zuhairi. Baha al-Din Muhammad Mahmoud al-Rafai. Daniel Batanks. Mackenzie Alwyn Bates. Shakareen Binti Mohammed Azhar. Jaden Michael Brunt. Benjamin Butler. Adrian Christopher. Zoe Louise Donnelly. Hannah Featherston. Harrison Philactides. Fan Guo. Logan Hammond. Sarah Head. Clarice Wan Yi Ho. Luke Pete Hurfsloot. Yi Xuan Huang. Muhammad Huzaifa. Antra Jori. Georgia Land. Nguyen Khong Lam Le. Mia Le. Noah Anthony Lepre. Nicholas Lewis. Chu Ji Liu. Yu Liu. Sebastian McIntosh. Haley Laura McAllister. Liam Ryan McKelleher. Alexander Mihailovich. Zoe Alexandra Miller. Isabella Mitreski. Victoria Rose Mitzi. Huyen Guan Tri Nguyen. Carla Nichols. Yu Hearn Ong. Matthew Wilson Pan. Brindashika Parameshwaran. Lei Phuong Min Pham. Shania Prasad. Jacob James Ribeiro. Madison Rose Ristevsky. Saif Mohammed Shaumik. Tatiana Simic. Taylin Skurtevsky. Tiara Alex Smith. Nicholas John Stevenson. Gemma Thornley. Ankit Tripathi. Samreed Vijay. Talia Wharton. Ran Yang. Olivia Zufic. Grace Hannah Agostino. Daniel Anthony Bellinato. Olivia Charlie Betts. Liam Daniel Blackley Borg. Reaf Bremer. Alexander Lachlan Campbell. Adam Joel Chichero. Ha Chao An Chiem. Bianca Chinchilla. Lucy Jane Siguenza. Olivia Colhoun. Samantha Dale. Erin Deneen. Trup Queen Duan. Ashley Mae Donovan. Pratam Dutt. Madeline Jane Haley. Cherry Win Han. Duong Tui Tien Ho. Madeline Kelman. Tisha Lasrado. Min Gok La. Tran Mi Tu La. Brendan Lingle. Tuit Ni Lu. Heidi Mott. Grace McKenzie. Isabel Maria Mandakos. Charles David McLansborough. Emily G. Mladen. Philip Nomovsky. Min An Nguyen. Ngop Van Tran Nguyen. Son Min Noon. Benjamin Pepper. Jessica Lee Vieira Pastana. Alexia Petkovska. Terea Prueti Tamakun. Shayla Ashley Tarr. Le Ai Lien Tran. Edith Tran.
Wonderful. Love that.
Juan An Tran. Ho Fuk An Bo. Hoi Duk Bo. Christy Williams. Victoria Louise Williams Langdon. Peter Henry Rosa. Toria Sakaridis. Olivia Jessica Lopez Maravich. Caitlin Donaldson Barnes. Eliza Maudie Benson. Evander Baroa. Luke Joseph Bogovich. Weteni Basripum. Martin John Chave. Shang Qin Chen. Joel Kurt Clifton. Christian John Darrow. Zoe Elise Doughton. Mia Ferry. Christian Gerchanovsky. Jackson Hannigan. Travis Robert William Harvey. Nellie Shane Hicks. Harry Ernest Hobson. Jenkin Joel. Stephanie Kitanovsky. Samuel Lendrum. Lachlan Littlejohn. Shawnee Sophia Macrease. Mitchell Angus Mazengarb. Alexi James McDermott. Samuel Gyan Patani. Christina Pejcinovich. Verena Rayard. Christopher Rodriguez. Christian Sikanovsky. Zachary Sutz. Olivia Charlotte Sorensen. Thomas Michael Strachan. Ethan Tadros. Ethan Tanner. Sienna Timev. Adrian Vestio. Brendan Wiles. Furshid Uz Zaman. Thomas Zurnich. Julian Anderson. Samia Audyal. Kaylin Bennett. Nathan Mark Day. Isabella Gerace. William Edward Good. Razan Habara. Nina Naomi Lewis. Tegan Matic. Ella Grace McFarlane. Tu Ha Nguyen. Austin Thomas Reed. Alana Scipioni. Faria Tanzin Sumaya. Ryan Swift. Gianluca Cagno Fioravanti. James George Isaac. Thomas William Baxter. Patrick Joseph Emmanuel. Ashley Cara Marin. Axel Lewis Smithson. Tobias Joshua Lewis. Bella Marie Rose.
We will be continuing with the presentation of awards shortly. I would now like to introduce our musical item for today. It is my pleasure to introduce Sandon Groves. This week, Sandon graduates with an honours in psychology from UOW and is continuing his academic journey by pursuing a Master of Clinical Psychology. Beyond his impressive academic achievements, Sandon is a gifted local musician who's been celebrating and sharing his talents with us at UOW graduation ceremonies since 2022. As we continue to celebrate our 50th anniversary, please enjoy a selection of graduation photos from over the decades. Please join me in welcoming Sandon, who is going to perform Here Comes the Sun.
Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, it's been a long, cold, lonely winter. Little darling, it feels like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Little darling, the smiles returning to the faces. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Sun, 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 here it comes. 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 Little darling, I feel the ice is slowly melting. Little darling, it seems like years since it's been here. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. Here comes the sun, do-do-do-do. Here comes the sun, and I say it's alright. It's alright.
We'll now continue with the presentation of awards for the Faculty of Business and Law.
Samuel Apps. Isabel Basevsky. Benedict Miete Blue J. Brett. Alicia Kondrin. Roselle Elizabeth Curry. Zoe Ellis. Layla Aaron. Kelly Faulkner. Dylan Harrigan. Paris Heppelwhite. Tegan Hunt. Jordan Island. Elena Karachan. Jaden Madison Leeson. Spencer Michael Lonsdale. Sarah Jessica Masluk. Sophie Alexandra McCartney. Sophie McLean. Amy Joan O'Neill. Kyla Rice. Emma Grace Roth. Louise Jean Roper. Piper Grace Ryan. Maria Shabazz. Sophie Elizabeth Snudden. Sophie Stewart Jones. Carlo Andrew Teodorovich. Susan Loise Yalda. Brooklyn Joan Younger. Declan Eamon Crow. Madeline Indy Fuller. Natalie Carmen Maciel da Silva. Amelia Moore. Stephen Edward Nicholson. Holly Elizabeth Katrina Statakis. Jamie Kokot. Grace Kathleen Donnelly. Phoebe Esther Mary Morgan. Georgia Thompson. Chloe Woodward. Matisse Baird. Bridget Joan Kremen. Laiba Faraz. Taylor Gwyneth O'Connor. Rosemary Sophia Saad. Zara Lee Sherman. Carly Hope Slater. Alice Stadnick. Michaela Somerville. Genevieve Louise Van Eisendorn. Jessica Ann Wise. Portia Louise Zuber. Indigo Feltham. Bethany Danielle Turnbull. Anthony Vincent McCree. Rutendo Makaza. Michael Petrovsky. Zara Schwan. Andrew Ferranzis. Ian Birch. Mitchell Ramon Brandt. Thomas Lachlan Jackson. Kaya Jenkins. Ben Liam Maguire. Sarah Sali. Laura Rayan Yagmur. Charmaine Bakare. Bethany Bujarowski. Tanya Chowdhury. Isani Cummins. Nicholas Diomis. Elan Karugo. Tazarin Therese Godina. Geeta Kumar. Ellen Louise Manson. Nate Matane. Emily Mathers. Rachna Prasad. Susan Sally. Wilson Sue. Lachlan Jack Heath Wisher. Alyssa Kogel. Jude Richard Ying Lun Davenport. Georgia Dean. Angelique Tigros. Isabella Laura Waldy. Sienna Kathleen Bickett. Connor Anthony Finbar Donaghy. Joshua Newart Jock. Holly Patricia Burton. Oliver Dennis Latham. Isabella Louise Price. Jacob John Malby. Luke Kitson Thorpe. Daniel Lewis Soligo. Grace Evans. Molly Turton. Gregory Brian Doyle. Kobe David McKellar. Leah Jade Thompson. Luke Stephen Drayton. Isabella Rose Alicia. Claire Lynch. Hayley Marie Cook. Thomas Raymond Coote. Sophie Cox. Renee Ellis. Annalise Forbes. Svetlana Inka Aida Duri. Hina Karim Khan. Stephanie Maria Katarzyna Costas. Jake Clay McQueenie. Tris Tram Dung Tui Nguyen. Eliza Kate Patatukas. Jessica Ann Pereira. Georgia Lillian Hodgkinson Sayak. Sarah Dietlind Schaefer. Isabel Marie Vasallo. Michaela Camelia Billy Cameron. Libby Ebsworth. Angus Marshall. Imogen Maya Grant. Antonio Charbel Duehi. Alexander Hall. April Rodder. Lachlan Warby Brown. Samuel George Burns. Audrey Rachel Daoud. Juan Diego Sanchez Nuesh. Benjamin Dennis. Jessica Joy Humphreys. Caitlin Marie Moore. Kira Shea Phillips. Lucy Shepherd. Stan Huang. Natalie Al-Salihi. Georgie Grace Kushner. Cecilia Lay. Arbia Chowdhury. Claudia Ann Holmes Hackett. Jacqueline Ruth Malafai. Zoe Grace McKinnon. Chelsea Lee O'Grady. Jade Emily Radjevich. Radhika Singh. Kyla Brunton. Tali Enfield. Sotiris Haris. Sophia Rose Bunt. Joshua Damon Ranaleta. Christina Chiavernini. Darcy Forrester Sash. Samuel Bradbury. Jin Yu Chio.
Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Business and Law for the Bachelor of Commerce, Bachelor of Laws, Dallas Modnyanovsky. Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Business and Law for the Bachelor of Business, Mahatab Udin. And Princeton Basco. Chancellor, I present to you from the from the Faculty of Business and Law, my apologies, for the Master of Business Analytics, Master of Financial Management, Mohammed Shahzab Nikyana. Chancellor, I present to you from the Faculty of Business and Law for the Bachelor of Business, Ashtik Mitu.
I would now like to introduce the Deputy Chancellor, one of the University's highest officials, Warwick Shanks, to present our honorary award recipient to the Chancellor.
Thank you, Dr. Ridges. I would now like to present the candidate for the degree of Honorary Doctor of the University of Wollongong, honoris causa. Will Christine McLaughlin please come forward and stand next to the Chancellor? Chancellor, it is my pleasure and privilege to present Christine McLaughlin. Christine McLaughlin stands as one of Australia's most distinguished business leaders, whose remarkable journey from a small riverina town to the pinnacle of Australian business exemplifies how vision, determination and an unwavering commitment to lifting others can create extraordinary impact across education, business and society. Born in Berrigan and raised in rural New South Wales, Christine became the first in her family to attend university. Christine describes her experience studying at the Australian National University as game-changing, allowing her to flourish in a learning environment that valued multiculturalism and gender equality, shaping her lifelong commitment to diversity and inclusion. Armed with a Bachelor of Art and Bachelor of Laws with honours, she embarked on a career spanning continents, from commercial law in Sydney and London to pioneering roles in finance and telecommunications, building a reputation as a strategic and innovative leader. When Christine assumed the chancellorship of this university in October 2020, she could not have foreseen the unprecedented challenges ahead, most notably the impact of the global pandemic. Yet it was precisely during this period of global turbulence that her leadership proved most transformational for the university. Through Christine's leadership, UOW strengthens its reputation as a globally connected, research-led university, climbing remarkably in the QS World University Rankings from 193rd in 2021 to 162nd in 2023, while achieving Australia's highest national employer satisfaction rating for our graduates. During her time as Chancellor, the university also continued to broaden its international horizon and to engage with UOW's extensive alumni across the globe as advocates for our institution. Beyond the university, Christine continues to shape Australia's corporate landscape as Chair of Aware Super and Chairman of Suncorp Group Limited, where she recently led the board through the sale of Suncorp's bank, one of the largest financial services transactions of the past 2 decades. Her influence extends through distinguished directorships focused on health and community, including Cochlear Limited, the McGrath Foundation, the Smith family and Destination New South Wales. But Christine's most profound legacy may well be her co-founding of the not-for-profit Minerva Network. What began as support for a small group of athletes after the Rio Olympics has grown to mentor over 1,000 professional women athletes across 87 sports with 400 leading businesswomen, all on a pro bono basis. Through this network, Christine has created countless opportunities to help Australia's sportswomen to thrive, both during and well beyond their sporting careers. Christine's exceptional contributions have been recognised through her appointment as a member of the Order of Australia in 2021 for service to business, the not-for-profit sector and women. Her leadership philosophy, centred on authenticity, purpose and creating opportunities for others to thrive, has transformed every organisation she has touched. From guiding Australia's largest companies through periods of profound change to nurturing the next generation of leaders through education and sport, Christine exemplifies the values that the University of Wollongong strives for. Chancellor, it is a privilege and pleasure to present Christine McLaughlin for admission to the degree of Doctor of the University of Wollongong, honoris causa.
Christine, in the name of the Council and by my authority as Chancellor, I admit you to the degree of Doctor of the University of Wollongong, honoris causa.
It now gives me great pleasure to introduce Christine McLaughlin to give the occasional address today. Please join me in welcoming Christine.
Well, that was a bit heart-stopping, like so many of you today. Chancellor, Deputy Chancellor, members of the university, graduates, distinguished guests, family and friends. I'll also begin by acknowledging the people of Five Islands Dreaming, and thank you, Auntie Barbara, for your beautiful welcome and for also acknowledging the many different cultures that are here today. I pay my respects to elders past and present and any Aboriginal and Torres Strait Islander people here today. It's such an honour to stand here before today's graduates as we celebrate the 50th anniversary for the university. I feel your excitement in receiving your conferrals, supported by your incredible family and friends. And looking back for a moment, I reflect on the timing of commencing my term as Chancellor of the University of Wollongong, which did coincide with the onset of the global pandemic. It was an incredibly challenging period, followed for all connected with the university. And to preside at a university with no students on campus for some period was quite surreal. We did not fully appreciate at the time how long-lasting the consequences of the pandemic would be, but so many in this room today rapidly rose to the challenge. In the context of today's graduation, I'm sure you cannot imagine this, but in 2021, we stood in the University Hall with TV cameras, 4 or 5 of us, presiding over conferrals of degrees to students in lounge rooms around the globe virtually. Some of them turned their cameras on so we could see their families high-fiving even more profoundly than in the front row today. But it was a really memorable ceremony, but nothing replaces being here in person. But it was symbolic of the resilience and adaptation of the UOW cohort. And during that time, we grew a whole new appreciation for both the resilience of our students and the flexibility of our teachers adapting to new learning methods, continuing to excel in research and leveraging the connections of our global alumni who were also impacted. And we certainly appreciated more than ever opportunities like this to come together. As we celebrate you, the graduates, we're reminded that UOW has been transforming lives and building futures for half a century, this year marking the important milestone of its 50 years. Over this time, UOW has been on a journey with its academics, teachers, graduates and alumni who've made a significant impact both domestically and around the world in your chosen fields. As a UOW graduate, you should be very proud of the connection with UOW, an institution that's punched well above its weight for some time now. Our graduates who've moved on to stellar careers in Australia and internationally, and I'm confident that those of you in the room today will do the same, perhaps with a few different challenges to navigate, which I'll come to shortly. Before doing so, I would like to add on a more personal note how humbled and deeply honoured I am to accept this honorary doctorate from the University of Wollongong. It means so much to me and to my family to have my contribution acknowledged in this way, and I will wear this with honour going forward. So thank you. I imagine those of you graduating today also feel a mix of excitement, pride, and perhaps a certain nervousness about the road ahead. It's true that you're entering a world of unprecedented complexity, although I assure you that others before you have faced the future with similar emotions. You'll experience the excitement of being a part of the reshaping of society and how we live and work, underpinned by rapid technology advancement, including the proliferation of artificial intelligence, which I view as an opportunity. You will be part of the solutions that help tackle climate change and energy transition, challenges that come with the needs of addressing the ageing population and staring into living and housing affordability issues, all of which are reshaping economies around the world. As new graduates, you have the opportunities to become thought leaders in these critical and emerging areas. Looking out at you today, I'm sure that your parents and families and friends will all be asking you what it is you exactly expect or plan to do next. I've certainly done that with my own children. I would encourage you to see that question as a gift, as it's really a reflection of the incredible confidence that they have in each of you. As you navigate your own exciting path, I would like to share some leadership principles to consider based on my experience. First, I would say play to your strengths and use the credentials you've earned to create many and varied opportunities. My journey began in rural Berrigan as the first in my family to attend university, although the second is in the front row today supporting me, so thank you to my sister. There were no women lawyers in my town, but I had something invaluable: mentors who saw potential. My teachers who became mentors steered me towards law, setting me on an unexpected path which led to opportunities in Australia and overseas I could never have imagined at that time. I graduated law in 1986. I think most of you were not born. We'll come to that later. But real-life experience since then has shaped my leadership philosophy, which has gravitated towards authenticity and purpose. Throughout my career, spanning multiple industries and geographies, I've learned that effective leadership requires belief in yourself, accountability, collaborating, taking some risks, and as I've said, always playing to your strengths. Whether you're leading a team, starting a business, working in a teaching role, or creating to drive change in your community, people will support you not only because of your credentials, but because of your character and your genuine commitment to make a positive impact. One of my proudest achievements is taking my experience to the not-for-profit sector, particularly in my role as co-founder of the Minerva Network, which has allowed me to support emerging leaders through dedicated mentoring program for professional women athletes. This work has also reinforced the value in assessing leadership and talent through a broader lens, and one that extends beyond the business or the boardroom. I would say to you, don't limit yourself, tap into the transferable skills you will build over time, and learn from others to broaden your horizon. I also encourage you to see today's complex environment as one of opportunity. You're entering the workforce in extraordinary time and have an enormous opportunity to make a meaningful impact. The pace of change today does, however, mean that continuous learning is essential, and the Chancellor mentioned this earlier this morning. Your learning agility is your superpower, and you have built the skill to learn, to research, and to think critically. Harness that, because employers are hungry for fresh perspectives. They're after people who are curious and who will challenge the status quo. In closing, I encourage you to remain curious, be creative, stay committed to lifelong learning, and just as importantly, keep an open mind when an opportunity comes your way, and back yourself. When we harness all of our talent, the brightest minds, diverse communities, a continuously trained workforce, and all of our citizens, there's no problem we can't manage and no future we can't build. Always remember the role UOW has played in creating the foundations for this exciting future. Congratulations, UOW graduates, proud teachers, families and friends, and thank you very much again for the honour you've bestowed on me today.
Thank you, Christine, for your inspiring reflections. Now I would like to call upon Jude Davenport to give the vote of thanks. Jude is graduating with a double degree in Law and Commerce, majoring in Economics. Having grown up on the South Coast in Nowra, Jude proudly completed his entire university journey at the Wollongong campus. Jude has consistently achieved academic excellence, being included on the Dean's Merit List for law each year of his studies, and he's graduating with distinction in both degrees today. Jude also served and continues to serve as a student ambassador for the Law Society of New South Wales. Please welcome Jude.
I too acknowledge the traditional custodians of the land upon which we meet today, and I pay my respects to elders past, present, and extend that respect to any First Nation peoples here today. And I thank Aunty Barb for her moving welcome to country. Chancellor, Deputy Chancellor, members of the university, distinguished guests, fellow graduates, friends, and family. It is a great honour to stand before you today and deliver the vote of thanks on behalf of those graduating today. Now, before anyone asks, generative AI was not used to create this speech, and I'm sure it would have received a Turnitin score of less than 15%. Sorry, too soon for the graduates. First of all, I'd like to say congratulations, class of 2025. We made it. Of course, there is so much more to that than a simple congrats. From the stress of impending assignments and exams, not to mention those competitive tutorial enrolments, whilst juggling work, family, and other social commitments, those sacrifices show that sitting here today is no mean feat. It is a tremendous accomplishment that can never be taken from us. I'd like us to take a moment to reflect on this. And in fact, please, let's give ourselves and those sitting next to you a round of applause. Every graduate sitting here today will have unique memories and stories to tell. Late nights at the library, decompressing with friends at the uni bar, joining clubs and societies, lunch specials at the food court, or perhaps near-death experiences from ducks with ferocious parental instincts. It's impossible for me to encapsulate them all. But therein lies a great hallmark of our university, indeed one of our 5 core values, diversity. Together, we come from a vast array of stages, ages, and walks of life, from various parts of the region, country, and globe. But that has made our UOW experience all the more enriching. In learning from each other, we learnt more about the world around us. Now, it would be remiss of me not to mention that most of us had studied during the heights of the global pandemic. Many graduates who commenced in 2020, including myself, had a first-year experience characterised by just 3 weeks of classes. And this was, of course, followed by an unprecedented period of lockdowns, uncertainty, and hardship. As students of Zoom, we battled temperamental internet connections, unexpected photobombing, and trigger warning breakout rooms. But it wasn't all doom and gloom. Our cohort is arguably the first to boast being able to wake up all of 5 minutes before class, and with the help of a virtual background or two, and looking presentable from the shoulders up, everyone else was none the wiser. Perhaps that's because we're all doing the same thing, and I suspect that students weren't the only ones who benefited from this newfound convenience. Jokes aside, navigating these COVID times has certainly taught us empathy, resilience, and adaptivity. And it is these skills that will take us far in life. I would now like to thank various groups. First of all, if I could please thank Ms. McLaughlin for your thoughtful and inspiring words today. They are gratefully received and will be remembered by us as we each embark on our respective journeys. On behalf of my fellow graduates, I would like to sincerely thank the University of Wollongong. First, to our academic staff, including tutors, lecturers, and supervisors. You each played such an integral role in guiding us through each and every semester. Your tutelage, mentorship, and insights drove us to be the best versions of our student selves. Needless to say, we owe so much to you and recognise your commitment to delivering our high-quality education. Additionally, our thanks extend to the many university staff who work tirelessly behind the scenes, and to student support services, and those who keep our beautiful green campuses, facilities, and amenities intact. I now turn to our families, partners, friends, loved ones, and supporters at large. To those of you in the crowd, those watching the live stream, and those who could not be here with us today. You were no doubt an ear to listen with, a helping hand, or a shoulder to cry on. At some points, you may have been the only thing that kept us going, apart from caffeine, of course. That support during such a formative chapter of our lives has meant the world to us. So it is to you that we say a heartfelt thank you. I now invite my fellow graduates once again to please stand if you are able and face our supporters in the crowd. Join me in giving them a warm round of applause, and this time, the loudest cheer that you can manage. So finally, how must we show our gratitude? Well, we stand for purpose. As the University of Wollongong celebrates its 50th anniversary this year, remember that we are not only part of its legacy as ambassadors and alumni, but we are members of a generation that is driving rapid change everywhere we look. Given the current social, economic, and political unrest, particularly in recent months, it is imperative that together we use the knowledge and skills acquired from our time here at UOW to uplift our communities in the pursuit of fostering peaceful, equitable, and sustainable societies, no matter how local or global our journeys take us. Congratulations again to my fellow graduates of 2025. Good luck in all that you do, and let the celebrations begin.
Thank you, Jude. Graduates, families, friends and colleagues, we're coming to the close and the end of our ceremony today. We'll now share our graduation video, which hopefully encourages you all to reflect on the infinite moments that have led you to where you are sitting today.
Everything we've done has led towards today. But graduation seems singular. After all, it's one day, one degree, one end and one beginning. Think about it this way though. If we divide today by 4 years,
or 5 years,
or 3 years, or 8 years,
the equation becomes clearer. Because today isn't just an event or a graduation or a moment of change. It's what we've created through 24 subjects.
11 all-nighters.
357 books read.
54 5,000-word essays.
40 monologues critiqued.
154 films watched.
And 4 films made. Let's be real though, our experience is way bigger than just the classroom. You've got to factor in
665 hypotheses,
6 heated dramas,
2 semesters abroad, 5 new cultures experienced,
12 concerts attended,
843 waves ridden,
169 hours lounging around,
17 dance parties,
2 major heartbreaks, and more lifelong friendships than we can count.
When we take those experiences, the long days, late nights and early mornings into the equation, we realise that graduation at the University of Wollongong isn't just some singular thing.
that it's a transition from finding our purpose
to changing our world with the purpose we found. That our passport to the future has been stamped.
With the mark of a globally respected education.
And most importantly, we realise the moments that led up to this are a tapestry,
a symphony,
an equation,
a 65,000-year-old history.
We realise that though today is a single moment, graduation is much bigger than any one day. Because, like an algorithm made up of bits of code,
or a building built from many bricks,
or a community built from many different people, today is the result of our
experiments,
experiences,
tests,
trials,
and victories.
So that's what we celebrate today. Not the cap, not the gown, but the infinite number of moments we shared at the University of Wollongong.
Now, a short test before we all go. Keep your hands down if you think that Jude won't one day be a barrister or a parliamentarian. See, you are. Your career is before you. Before we close, can I ask our graduates to remain seated while the rest of the audience this time stands, if you can, and we will congratulate finally our graduates today. That's lovely. Thank you very much. We feel so proud to celebrate the success of our graduates here today. And I thank the students and staff who volunteered also their time today to assist with the celebration. So please come outside. I think it might be a bit cool, but join us for some light refreshments. Our mace bearer will lead the academic procession, followed by the graduates, then our VIP guests. So look, would you mind being patient while our ushers organise all of us to leave the hall? You'll see them as our turn comes. So congratulations once again, and I now declare this ceremony closed. Thank you.